Carlos Nelson with Cascade Sports, and today we're at Elizabeth City's uh, basketball practice, and we've got one of the members of the team. Who do we have here?
You said with Dericko Williams today.
All right. Hey, Williams, tell our audience a little bit about yourself. And when I say that, I always be saying, go back to kindergarten. Tell them
All right.
where you went to school, who you played for, if you played, and run that all the way up to high school. And then uh, we'll start talking about your college career.
Okay.
Run it down.
So I'm from Kinston, North Carolina, Hoop State. Grew up in North Carolina, very country Eastern guy. Grew up around the little swamps, lakes, a little bit of the ocean if you want to, Atlantic Ocean. My growing up was real respectful, growing up with my grandma. So I had a respectful coming up. I grew up in poverty, the neighborhoods that was less fortunate at the time in my areas. A lot of stuff wasn't really given to me, so I had to work for a lot coming up. So going into school, I had to learn how to build my character, find my friends, find out what I like and what I don't like. So I would say I don't really remember kindergarten, but I would say first grade, second grade, I kind of was the tallest person, and I was kind of older because I started school a year late after everyone else. Um,
What's the
it
name of
kind
your
of gave
school?
me. I went to Southeast Elementary.
All right.
It's a well-known school in my neighborhood that if you from my neighborhood, you went to that school regardless of wherever age you was, you went to that school. But yeah, I grew up there, had a strong coming with my teachers and they believed in me. But the only thing that I would say at that time as a young student, I had asthma. I had real bad asthma. It's a lung disease if you don't know. It prevented me from performing on the field, performing in PE, performing with class activities. I just was like always to the side because I couldn't breathe. Um, I grew out of that going into my sixth grade year. I kind of grew into this more active guy because I got more controllable with my breathing. So I started to play more sports and I started playing rec ball. Rec ball, we have a gym called Holloway. Holloway Recreational Gym was built by Cedric Maxwell, played with the Celtics back in probably your time, in your little age. Yeah. So,
My time.
yeah,
That's right.
yeah, okay. So he played around that time. He came with the Holloway Gym. That's like one of our biggest recreations in the city. So I kind of founded my skills and stuff around that area. So I would say I started touching the basketball around, I was at age 12, 13, 14, around 12, 14 years old. I started playing rec ball. Rec ball turned into just maturing in life. Like my grandma started to tell me how I had to get a routine, how to eat good, and if I want to be like Michael Jordan, I had to put salt in my shoe, and stuff like that. So I was doing all the little remedies growing up to like kind of fulfill my dreams or my hopes to be a ball player. I would say got into middle school. I started honestly, let me be honest. I hung around the wrong people. I kind of got my head twisted to the wrong things. Couldn't focus. I didn't play school ball none of my middle school years. All 3 years I didn't play. Couldn't focus to get my grades right. But I always had the skill, I always had the height. Just couldn't focus to get my grades right. Later on in life, I met this one coach, Coach Tyndall. He was a real nice dude. He was from Kinston, North Carolina. Actually, he coached Brandon Ingram that played with the New Orleans Pelicans now. That played at Duke. Um, he had a 4 year stunt with him where they won the state champion 4 years in a row. And me coming out of high school, I mean, coming out of middle school, I went to the top middle school in our city, which gave you the recommendation going into high school, like this, that guy, you got to watch out for him. I was the guy to watch out for, but I was never seen to what he do, like I never seen him do it. So everybody like, this the cat, man. He the next thing up, this, that, ooh. Ooh. I just couldn't put accolades together to get everybody to buy into what I do. So what I did personally with my game, I kind of asked him like, what do you see in me? How do you see me growing as a person? What can I do to fix my actions towards what you see me doing? You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And I kind of got a grown man approach to life. He kind of broke it down to me like, look, man, You ain't got nothing. Ain't nothing gonna be given. You got to work right now. This is a working stage in your life. Like if you don't work, you're not gonna really see it on the outside or the inside. Like so, I kind of built from
And what
chill
was
laid
his
back.
name?
Coach Tyndall. His name was Coach Tyndall.
Shout out to Coach
Shout
Tyndall.
out Coach Tyndall, man. That's my guy. He kind of matured me mentally to get me in the loop. So just life. So sadly, after a year of that, I go into my freshman ninth grade, my freshman year, coming off the summer, I lose to death, gun violence. I lost two of my close friends. Tragedy, but it was something that helped me grow mentally too, also as a man. Understood my space, understood what helped me grow, understood what brought me down a lot, and understood who was with me, who wasn't, and I started to apply those things to life, which helped me on the court. And you see, I really haven't been talking about a lot of basketball stuff because I started basketball real
Hey,
late.
hey, let me say this, young man. It's about life. And the things that you're going through, you can look back and see other black young men that's in that same spot right now, coming
Okay.
out of middle school even.
Yes,
You
sir.
might know. And I'm like, when you have opportunity, especially to go to a HBCU where there are people that look like you
Yes,
is
sir.
and come from the same background, that's something you'll look back on.
Yes, sir.
I'm telling you, if you live to be, I'm 73, and I
Okay.
went to Virginia State as a
Okay.
freshman, and then went to Central State University in Wilberforce, and
Hmm.
that was back in the 70s. And I look back on that versus other kids going to big colleges and this and that, and where I come from, as I say, the
You
hood.
get a feel for your culture. You get a feel for the culture. You get a feel for it. Going to those big schools, we're gonna get to that part too. I kind of didn't feel for the culture. I was just there. But like I was saying, just growing into that character, I lost my friends. It kind of matured me to like spacing, finding out like who really with me, who want to see me grow in life as a man. And I would say by 10th grade, I just started to figure it out. I still had my holes in the road. I still did the same similar bad habits. I was still a kid, but I still
Right.
started to figure it out. I started to work out more. I started to listen to the coaches. I started to come to practice. I wasn't a practice guy. I was the guy that just turned the switch on. Hey, he can do it. Hey, he gonna dunk it.
Tell
He gonna.
tell our audience your measurements,
I'm actually 6'8", 220.
because you kept talking about you were taller, but and see you
Yeah,
sitting down,
but
you can't tell that.
but
Oh, all
ideally,
right.
ideally, ideally though, ideally, I always been linky. So as I grew into my athletic body, I got muscular, and my shoulders started getting more over top, and I was more like, I was more relaxed as a kid. But when I grew into my athletic body figure, I kind of bulked up a little bit. So I
All
kind of
right.
shrunk a little
What I
bit.
want to know, because now it all makes sense on, again, typical, when you come from the hood and you got some swag and you got some game, and then you involved in the hood, uh
Mhm.
and you young and don't know nothing, it goes to your head.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
tell me this. Uh, you got some handles on a 1 to 10.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I give myself about I give myself about a seven in handles. Still got room to grow
How
from there.
how
But
how long have you had handles?
and this might shock you more than anything, honestly. So I started playing ball at 14. I learned how to shoot the ball at 19, 18. I learned how to shoot at 18. I just started dribbling last year, and I give myself a seven with my coach grade, a seven, eight,
All
seven,
right.
eight.
Where do you like to operate from?
I'm a 17-footer in type guy. I like mid range. I like a lot of Kevin Garnett, a lot of Post Malone, a lot of
Would you
whatever,
consider
whoever you want to call
yourself
him.
uh silky smooth or rough and ready on the inside?
I mix it up. I mix it up with both. I would say I got
You
a little
mix it
both.
up.
I could turn it on and play back to the basket with you, or I could turn it on and face up and give you something smooth.
What do you consider your greatest attributes?
My greatest attributes is being able to be versatile on defense, rebounding. and my percentage running around finish.
One to 10 defense.
1 to 10 defense, I give myself uh, a 10 on a good day, a 9 on a bad day, 8 on the worst day.
One to 10 right now. What kind of shape are you in?
I mean, I'm at 8.7. I give myself like an 8.7. I'm in elite shape, but not the best shape.
With Cascade Sports being home of the student athlete, how important is your education?
Very important. My education is so important. I graduated and came back to school to get education after I had an offer to go pro.
All right.
Yeah, very
Uh,
important.
what are some of the things that you would like to see take place this season?
A lot of winning, a lot of winning, a lot.
In your game, talk about the personal things that you want
Okay.
to achieve, and then
My
for the
personal
team. Yeah,
accolades.
right.
Okay. Definitely see my field goal percentage go up. Definitely see that just to be more sufficient on that end, just to get the world around that I can make a, a elite shot at a high percentage level. Personally, that's what I want to do for step one. Step two, I want to win. Just be able to say I'm a winner. Winning is always good on your belt as a ball player. For three, I want to build my characteristics up. I want to build my persona up. Understand like there's levels in life, but I also got to be that person all the time. I feel like I always go here and there, been here, I've been there, I did this, I did that, but I always switch my characteristics. I'm trying to work on keeping my same energy wherever I'm at, however I'm doing it, just being able to accolade that same persona every time I walk out and walk in the building. Yeah, so I'm working on those three things right now, and I think that'll build my male character overall to who I want to be and what I want to do this year.
Have you bought into Coach Richardson's uh 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 coaches
Plan.
program? Yeah,
Yes, sir. I have, but I catch myself as humans, as we all do, you start to think like, is it really gonna work? Because this is like my first time really doing it with him, and it's his first time really doing it for himself. You know what I'm saying? So, well, at this institute, at this level or whatever.
right.
But I
You
personally
know
just
what? You This team can make history, and uh as you being elder statesman, I I implore you to sit your team down
yes,
because
sir,
uh you know what you've learned from these coaches just being a man.
yes, sir.
You need to get the team squared away. Uh so tell our audience who's been some influences in your life that you want to give some credit to.
Influences on my life that played a big impact in my life. I definitely want to give my flowers to Coach Tindall for starting me off with my starter kit, just mentally prepping me for life, like just telling me like, hey, it's more out there, just go get it, like it allowed me to be a bird that flew away from home, I applaud him for that. I also look up to my mom. I definitely look up to my mom. She played a big role in my everyday movement, not even just
What's her
life.
name? Let's give her a
My
shout
mom
out.
name is Shout out my mom. My mom named Lisa Williams.
Shout
Yep.
out from the baby boy.
Yep. 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 So she motivated me a lot because growing up I saw her do a lot that she didn't have to do. Hard times make you or break you. You know what I'm saying? It made me, it made her, and it made our family stronger. So I applaud her for that, and it kind of made me understand even when times get harder, I got some more. You know what I'm saying? My coach might prep it to me, but I already heard it, so I ain't even, So I kind of allow my mom to get those flowers. And then I want to just say I thank God. Eric, 'cause God presented a lot of things in my life that I can go individualize, thankful for. But I just put it all in one category outside of those two things. Coach Turner and my mom with the first two steps of life with me with this athletic thing. God just presented so many good people like Coach Richardson. I met Coach Richardson outside of basketball. We kind of felt love for each other in a good way, but it was like I looked at him as a father figure, an uncle,
Come on.
like it was more like a mentor, like, yeah, I looked at him not just a coach, I looked at him for his rights and wrongs of direction. Like he gave me, okay, you might not come to my school, cool, but I'm still gonna help you with this. I still want to help you with that. I still want to come meet your family and all that type stuff and stuff like that. It carries a long way with me because I'm like real how can I say I'm real family organic. So if you with the family, let's do it. You know, like
Let me
so.
say
I would say
this:
that.
you with the Elizabeth City family, and you
No,
have a
baby.
yeah, hold it, and
No,
you really have a chance to make a little bit of history by
yes, sir.
him. This is his first year
Yes, sir.
by y'all being a winning team.
Yes, sir.
It's like you starting from scratch, a whole new legacy,
Yes,
and
sir.
and all of that. And I haven't talked to Coach about none of that, but I've been around. He's got a chance, and it doesn't work without you.
Yep. Yep. It don't, and that's why. Not to know, not to speak on too much on his behalf, but we kind of went through the same process with the same organization. You know what I'm saying? So once I understood that even if relationships don't work out as planned, there's still a relationship. And I thank God for helping me understand that because after we went through our trials and tribulations in life, I didn't talk to him for months. And he could tell you this. I didn't talk to him for months. It wasn't because I didn't like him or I didn't want to talk to him. I mentally thought he wasn't with me. You know, like I felt like he wasn't fully with me, you know. So after I do my homework and just kind of take a breather for myself, you know, and just let life. Sometimes I feel like God came and presented opportunities for athletes where you have to relax and just let it happen. You know, we so amped up, want to work hard and do our job that we don't really let life happen. You know, we think we can just, oh, I want to work on that. So if I work on it,
But
I'm
you're
gonna do it.
still maturing. That's the
Maturing.
that's
Anyway,
the
that's the
key.
word.
That's
That's
the
the word
key.
right there.
And what I would tell you in closing, you have to be the change you want to see.
Right.
When you want to see different things, sometimes you got to say, well, let me put myself in their shoes.
Yes, sir.
How, how would I respond to that? Or how you receive things and how you give things. And like I said, I'm an old man and I've seen through life myself. And then patience is key.
hmm That's another thing I've been working on too. I thank you for mentioning that on the end of closing. Patience definitely is something I just naturally just want to grow into more, like really adapting to more because I put myself on so many schedules, so many time standards, and you know, like I just think it's supposed to be figured out because I put myself so much work towards it that it's not really gonna be figured out that fast. Like
Life,
everything,
hey, life is like you know the name of our company, Cascade.
right?
It's like
Cascade
a
Sports,
flowing. It's not going to be the same. The
marathon,
when you what was important to you when you was 10 is no
and the Pro
longer
VT1.
important to you when you even 15. What
That's
was
a fact.
important to you, and so life has a current, and uh, it was a pleasure having you on
Of
the
course, man. Of
show.
course, it was a
And
pleasure
one thing I
inviting me.
like about interviewing my HBCU athletes and coaches, we all have the same things in common from where we came from. And when we get a chance to really tell our story in our own words, it's beautiful.
Yes, sir.
And so, what
Yes,
I
sir.
would say to all you sports fans, you might think Cascade Sports is soft,
Okay.
but we go hard.
Go hard,
Hey,
baby. You hear me?
baby.
This program is brought to you by the City of Fountains Coaches Association.